eating likely for the past few days. Hope you have left room for one more main course here. Baylor and Louisiana Tech as we're underway in Waco.
Jada Walker handing it off to Sarah Andrews, who, by the way, only needs 3 made threes this afternoon to become the Baylor program's all-time leader in that category.
Looking for Vonleh early on. Good rotation. Andrews sits on 256 career threes. She'll look to share the wealth as the 3-ball flying early. It's from Jada Walker.
Terrific spacing. Great ball movement for Baylor on that first possession of the game.
Walker eclipsed 1,000 points for her career back in the Sweet 16 last year with Baylor.
Baylor, as usual, starting out in a half-court man-to-man defense. Nice drive by Bradley. Little Paige Buggs did not get out quick enough on that help on the screen.
Everything but the bucket for Paris Bradley, one of your 3 freshman starters. And there is your Conference USA Freshman of the Week for good reason. Her 15th block to lead all of Conference USA student athletes this year. Talking about Isla Airy.
That was a nice team transition defense by Louisiana Tech, getting back to stop that easy shot attempt by Vonleh.
Airy hands it off to Robin Lee, one of the few returning faces for Louisiana Tech this year.
Nice block out by Bella Fauntleroy for Baylor.
Down low, Vonleh, and the transfer from Colorado is headed to the line for the and one.
Nice job by Vonleh holding her position in the paint. Read that defense, saw there was red shirts to her left. Let's take a look again. Watch her flash right here into the paint area. Good job of checking the D, using that left hand to get the easy kiss off the glass. Nice job by Vonleh. Baylor's had 2 good first possessions of the basketball here in today's game.
And matched up with the 6'4" freshman from Melbourne, Australia, Isla Airy, who picked up her first personal.
That's certainly a good sign for Baylor. Vonleh's only been making 52% of her free throws on the year, so nice touch to start at the line.
Now 13 of 24 from the stripe. Robin Lee trying to force the issue. Little 14-footer over Sarah Andrews, won't go.
Really good on-ball defense by Sarah Andrews. Very disciplined. Did not reach, just moved her feet.
Baylor's been scoring in 3-point varieties, whether it be the old-fashioned way or from beyond the arc. That time empty-handed, and the other way, an offensive foul away from the basketball.
Boy, what a recovery by Bella Fauntleroy. Took that quick 3-point effort at the 3-point line and then quickly gets back on defense. She by far, look right there at the top of your screen, she by far leads this Baylor team in charges drawn. Has a real knack for it.
That foul is the official scorebook entry in the career of Avery Aaron, who is making her debut right now. She came from Bernie High School, just a couple hours down the road, if I-35 is behaving. Walker, who hit her first 3 early in this game, her first 3-pointer in 4 games, and Baylor will get a turnover before they ever get a shot off.
Now, both these ball clubs having a few more turnovers than their coaches would like. Baylor averaging 15 turnovers a game. Louisiana Tech's averaging 23 turnovers per game. So that'll be a deciding factor in today's contest.
Lee against Andrews.
Oh, nice one-on-one basket by Lee. Sarah Andrews once again moved her feet well, but that was a terrific move by the freshman, Robin Lee from Moss Point. Well, she's a graduate.
She has almost more credits on her academic resume than her entire team combined.
That was 7 freshmen. I thought, no, she's a graduate student.
No, Robin has earned the nickname Big Shot Rob on campus.
Louisiana Tech, as they often do. Now, you noticed right there, Lincoln, after they scored, they came back in a zone defense. Often when they'll score, they'll do like a 2-2-1, 3/4 court trap and D, drop back zone. That time Baylor saw the zone for the first time, did not handle it well.
It's slipping off the fingers of Dariana Littlepage Buggs. I don't think we're allowed usually to go this far into a Baylor game without mentioning DLB. Nice take with the left hand. The confident finish from the freshman Jordan Marshall.
Well, how about that? Didn't look like a freshman at all. That was a senior type move. Great job with the left hand by Marshall.
Fauntleroy looking for a three-point response on the other end, and Marshall, if not a double dribble, stepped out of bounds, back over to Baylor. Let's take a look at the bucket just a moment ago.
Yeah, look at Marshall here using that left hand, beating the junior Dariana Littlepage Buggs easily to the bucket. Should have been help coming, and Littlepage Buggs has got to slide her feet quicker than that, but great play by the freshman.
Louisiana Tech these days competes in Conference USA. They are preseason picked 5th in their league. This is one of just 5 games they'll have here in the month of December, so it'll give the freshmen more opportunities to get caught up in coursework and build some chemistry, but again, Vonleh with the answer.
How about that entry pass, though, by Jada Walker? She's the one that made it possible.
Morris defended by Fauntleroy. Pocket picked.
Yeah, good double team by the Baylor defense when Marshall made her move that time.
Walker kick out to Andrews, one of the best in the business. She's one shy of Odyssey Sims' record.
Talking to Sarah about that before the day's game, she acted like she didn't even know she was that close to becoming the Baylor record book holder and made threes. She said, really?
Shot
Nice.
clock's down to 7. It'll be a tie-up. It'll stay with the possession arrow favoring Louisiana Tech.
Look at Jada Walker getting that 3 on the double team. She and Sarah Andrews made the defensive play. Then they come down and make the offensive play for the Bears. Great job of kicking it out by Jada Walker. Good positioning by Sarah Andrews to get to her favorite spot on the floor, mid-left wing.
Five to shoot. Again, you don't reset the shot clock after that tie-up since it stayed with Louisiana Tech. Littlepage Buggs with the rebound.
Yeah, nice defense on the ball by Bella Fauntleroy.
Vonleh's been eating all afternoon. Another 2 points.
Well, that's what Baylor is wanting from Vonleh. Post up quickly and get the ball to her.
They keep feeding her against those freshmen in the post for Louisiana Tech. Fauntleroy able to elevate above the competition there.
Yeah, Fauntleroy is Baylor's second leading rebounder, doing a nice job so far to start this game.
Well, we talked about her in the open. Let's talk about her going into the break. Nettie Vonleh with a nice start here today.
Yeah, Vonleh is the game's leading scorer with 7 points. Here's how she's doing it, getting good entry passes, quick move to the bucket, and the finish. Bears up comfortably.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota, like Camry,
Wait, what?
RAV4 Hybrid,
Cool.
Tundra, and more.
Whoa.
How'd you do that?
Toyotathon magic.
During Toyotathon, qualified lessees can lease a new 2024 RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 39 months. Offer ends January 6th.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Justin Willman. Sorry. As a magician, it's my job to make you believe that what you're seeing is real. Hey, do you want to see something cool? Sure.
What the?
How'd you do that? That's amazing. Or is it just an illusion? Only one way to find out. Try it for yourself.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on a new wave. This ain't what it was. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12. Now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Tradition. It's what we share.
I'll never get used to this.
Head coach for Louisiana Tech, of course, back in her point guard playing days, was Brooke Lassiter, now Brooke Storr, in her 9th year at the helm. She led Louisiana Tech to their last Final Four, playing for the great Leon Barmore.
She's got a storied career at the storied program of Louisiana Tech. Very popular coach. Everybody admires her. Very friendly head coach. And, of course, her husband, who you see right there to her right, our left, Scott, is her assistant coach, so quite a rare combination. But we've got 2 point guards coaching this game today. Nikki Collins for Baylor was a point guard at Purdue and Marquette in her playing days.
In fact, Nikki Collins' husband, Tom, tried to recruit Brooke Lassiter to Arkansas before she would ultimately choose what I think was never going to be a surprise, her opportunity to play for the Lady Texters.
A nice team defense continuing for Baylor here to start this game. Obviously doing a good job of following the scouting report.
An 8-0 run right now for Baylor.
That's
Louisiana
4.
Tech's been plagued by 3 turnovers along the way.
Well, that's a new freedom that Little Paige Buggs has in the Baylor offense. She's improved her outside shot enough that she can take it when she's comfortable.
And again, it is the debut of Avery Aaron looking for her first points. You see the knee brace on her left knee. That's what kept her out early on. Wide open. Look for the three-pointer for Yaya Felder. Could not make him pay. Lee in transition the other way. Felder able to help get back quickly with Andrews.
Oh, nice ball movement. Nice pass inside. Very good heads-up pass by Airy that time.
First career bucket for Avery Aaron, making her collegiate debut here today in Waco.
Airy to Aaron.
Freshman to freshman, it's a bright future for Louisiana Tech. 7 freshmen. They're obviously going to go through the typical growing pains. Vonleh goes up and battles her own teammate for it. Andrews looking for history. Not that time. It'll have to wait. Well, we mentioned Brooke Storr and her great playing and coaching history. Of course, you mentioned the similarities to that of Nikki Collins now in her 4th year, taking over for a head coach who, of course, made a name for herself at Louisiana Tech.
Oh, yeah, obviously you're talking about Kim Mulkey, who Nikki Collins has done a terrific job of following in her footsteps here at Baylor. Nikki Collins, you can see there, 79-30, former WNBA Coach of the Year when she was over the Atlanta Dream before coming to Baylor.
3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Baylor and Louisiana Tech. Airy.
Nice defense by Sarah Andrews, 1 pass away, putting pressure on the Louisiana Tech offense.
They will pull Airy as Marshall, the fellow freshman starter, comes back on.
Yeah, as Airy goes out, that was a really nice pass she made from the high post possession before last to the Lady Texters.
6 seconds when Louisiana Tech inbounds this ball for them to get a shot off.
Quick hands by Jada Walker that time for Baylor defensively to get the deflection out of bounds. Baylor staying in their half court, man-to-man defense. Good on-ball pressure by Yaya Felder.
And shot clock won't be a factor. It was down under a second.
Now, once again, Lincoln Marshall driving hard to the bucket. Every time she gets it, I'm sure that's in the scouting report. Be ready. Look at Yaya Felder out front getting the mishandling of the basketball by Louisiana Tech, but what a nice reaction by Marshall to go to the free throw line.
Sitting on 2 points right now. We'll try to make the back end here. About a 60% free throw shooter on the year.
On 6 games coming into this one, this young lady already been to the free throw line 38 times. That shows you how active she is, drawing lots of fouls.
Yeah, she has been a handful so far for Louisiana Tech's opponents.
As I said earlier, Louisiana Tech, after they score, like to get in that little three-quarter court trap, dropping back into a zone, as you see right here.
Little Paige Buggs, did she walk? She did.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Sarah Andrews. Normally I don't really like bounce passes low like that to post players, but little Paige Buggs shuffled her feet trying to handle it.
Kyla Abraham in off the bench for Baylor. Mentioned Yaya Felder out there as well. And that is a nice take, just driving straight to the basket. Points off the bench from Autumn Smith.
Yeah, she's one of 4 Texans on this team. Autumn Smith from Arlington, Texas, Martin High School.
And she was all-state at Arlington Martin.
Yeah, there again, Louisiana Tech back in that zone. Baylor not moving the ball side to side quick enough. They're stacking up in there on Kyla Abraham on the block. Got to make that zone move to be able to get the entry passes uncontested inside. Last game, Baylor did a nice job of flashing into the free throw area against the zone.
Avery Aaron, the freshman, doing her best to hold her ground against Abraham. Louisiana Tech's pulled back within 5. Little drought for Baylor. Little Paige Buggs, offensive putback. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Well, Jada Walker got robbed of really a great assist right there on the pass to Abraham, who had her shot. Watch this pass by Jada Walker. Leads the Baylor team in assist. How about that? Great job of reading the defense. That's the shot Abraham's got to make. But little Paige Buggs, Baylor's leading scorer and leading rebounder at the charity stripe now.
Yeah, if that basket had gone in, Baylor would have 6 assists on 6 made field goals. Right now, 5 on 5. Baylor's missed their last 5 shots, though, from the floor now, so chance to just accumulate some points at the line with the junior.
Yeah, nice job by little Paige Buggs. She's up to a 76% free throw shooter. She's really improved that during her career at Baylor.
And Gianna Morris, the sophomore. They love how she's able to create for teammates a natural point guard. She'll try to get the assist here on the shot from Smith that just won't go. 1 and done. Here comes Andrews and Baylor the other way.
Good block out by little Paige Buggs.
Andrews with the dish at the last second. Abraham a touch strong.
Boy, that's 2 great passes Abraham has not converted. She's got to make those.
And little Paige Buggs trying to scoop up the turnover. Yaya Felder leading the break. 2v2. Felder. And Baylor struggling all of a sudden from the floor. They've missed their last 7.
Well, the good news for Baylor is they are getting good shots. That's always the first concern of the coaches. The bad thing is they're not making the good shots, but they are getting good opportunities on each possession.
If any of our viewers slipped into a food coma for the past 4 minutes and 6 seconds, you haven't missed any Baylor field goals.
Yeah, after the hot start and great ball movement, Baylor has not fared as well against Louisiana Tech's zone.
And Smith was looking for Airy, who was not looking for the ball.
Yeah, nice team defense continuing for Baylor. Good job by Sarah Andrews, quickly recognizing that double team.
Fauntleroy goes up to get it. It won't fall. 0 for 8 now from the floor. And able to somehow get that one back. Marshall's putback won't go. Shot clock will not be a factor for the rest of this quarter.
Both teams missing easy shots inside.
Felder trying to get Baylor back on track. Too strong. And Louisiana Tech can pull within 5, maybe even 4.
Yaya Felder, who missed that last shot for Baylor's 52% three-point shooter.
Morris with a hand in the face from Andrews contested. And it'll be a low-scoring opening frame after we came roaring out of the gate. And Baylor will take the aforementioned. Jennings will almost end a streak, but a 3-second call will deny Baylor its first field goal in over 5 minutes.
Now Louisiana Tech back in a tight 2-3 zone that time. Jennings did a terrific job of reading it. Just stepped in between the two guards out front and drilled it, but Vonleh in the paint too long.
And a sloppy start here in the opening 30 seconds.
Yeah, this Louisiana Tech team I mentioned earlier averages 23 turnovers per game. So those are the little things they've got to correct to hope to pull off an upset here again today against Baylor. Baylor comes in at 6-2, Louisiana Tech at 4-2.
Baylor's in the midst of a 5-game homestand. Louisiana Tech has a pretty thin schedule. They're on the quarter system academically.
There you go. Nice job by Baylor going against that zone defense. Get it to the block, kick it across the paint. Easy two.
And Vonleh, 2 years at Colorado. Before that, a year at Arizona. Wrapping up her career here at Baylor.
Yeah, she now has 9 points in the game to easily be the contest leading scorer.
How do you know nobody for Louisiana Tech has more than 9 points?
Because their whole team only has 9, partner.
Morris, that's a long 2 with both feet on the line. And stripped away from Felder. Morris up ahead to the senior Smith. There are 3 Bears, though, waiting for her. Morris with the open look for 3, won't go.
Oh, a nice job coming from that offside by Fauneroy to get that ball in Baylor's possession. Jada Walker, Baylor's leading assist maker on the year, came into the game with 1 more assist than Sarah Andrews. How about that strength there by Vonleh? Read the defense, looked back over that right shoulder, nobody there, go quick to the bucket. She did it. First double-figure score of the game.
Starting to think our producer, Kyle, knows what he's talking about when he wanted to emphasize Nettie Vonleh. Meanwhile, a response finally from Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, that's Autumn Smith's second bucket, I believe, of the ball game. Mentioned earlier, one of 4 Texans on the team.
She had just 1 made field goal all season before today.
Take this look, nice entry pass into Bella Fauneroy. She quickly sees Vonleh quick breaking to the bucket. Nice execution by Baylor. All started by the entry pass for Yaya Felder into Fauneroy and then across to the other side of the paint to Vonleh. Good ball movement against the zone. Now Baylor showing a little token pressure full court. Wise Jennings from New Zealand. Junior college All-American last year at Collin County Community College up in North Texas.
Vonleh trying to hold her ground defensively. As Baylor cannot come up with a stop, they'll count the bucket, and Marshall will go to the line for the and 1.
Yeah, nice job positioning on that offside for Louisiana Tech. Let's take a look. You see Sarah Andrews trying to block out, but Marshall just pushed her up under the bucket, and Sarah was not able to go up and get that defensive carry.
Marshall already has 6 rebounds. She'll try to match that with 6 points, and she does get her 6th right there.
Yeah, all of a sudden, we've got a 5-point ball game. Louisiana Tech going back into a 2-2-1 three-quarter court trap. Sure, it'll be back into that 2-3 zone.
A turnover by Baylor. Lee with the steal. 2-on-2. Lee will call her own number for good reason.
Well, Baylor's averaging 15 turnovers a game. You just saw one of the most careless ones right there. Not a smart play by Sarah Andrews trying to get the tap pass into the paint area.
It is an 8-0 run for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech's doing a good job in their zone. Baylor's has trouble with the zone all year long. Certainly experienced that again here today.
Baylor fortunate to hang on here and hangs on to a 3-point lead. Back to Vonleh, and she will go to the line.
Good job continuing. That's the best thing Baylor's doing this entire game is getting the ball low to Vonleh. Move it quickly, get it to the wing, and she's posting up hard on the block.
She already has 11 points. It's her 4th straight game scoring in double digits.
Now coming off of that double-double Friday afternoon here against the University of New Orleans when she had 20 points and 12 rebounds.
The pride of Westland, Oregon.
Now she averaged 14 points a game last year at Colorado. She was very instrumental when Colorado upset defending national champion LSU early last year when she had 24 points and 14 rebounds.
Pomeroy went for the steal. Baylor still comes up with the turnover. Wise Jennings, uncontested, takes it to the rim.
Boy, Jennings is getting more and more playing time all the time for Baylor now, making some big contributions when she takes the floor.
You mentioned her success in junior college. She had 1,200 points in just 2 seasons in the JUCO ranks. Morris floater won't go.
Oh, good job going to the offensive glass that time for Melissa Wanda.
And Jennings, an impact off the bench.
Watch Jennings, we keep talking about the job she's doing with the opportunity she has, and there, quick hands, quick feet, nice finish on the offensive end after good transition.
Baylor pursuing a loose ball, stepped out of bounds. So Louisiana Tech ball with 20 to shoot. And Louisiana Tech had an 8-0 run this quarter to continue to keep things interesting within 2 scores. Wanza. Marshall. And Pomeroy did just enough not to give Marshall an easier look.
Well, I'm really impressed with the way Marshall, just a freshman, can take that ball to the rack so hard. Just a freshman, Little Rock, Arkansas.
Vonleh sharing the wealth. Finds Dariana Littlepage Buggs.
Another across the paint pass for Baylor, paying big dividends.
And the effort at the reverse denied.
What an alert block by Littlepage Buggs.
Fauntleroy through the gauntlet, taps it back out to Littlepage Buggs. And looking for Fauntleroy, who had already committed in towards the paint, but they'll say last touch by Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech doing a nice job with help on the offside when penetration occurs. Sarah Andrews among the best at what Coach Nikki Collins likes to call downhill drives, and Louisiana Tech adjusting to it quite well.
Jada Walker, one of the 5 scorers already today for Baylor. Andrews, again, sits one shy of Odyssey Sims, currently with 257 career three-pointers made here at Baylor. And more free throws to come for the green and gold after this break.
Nice job continuing for Baylor on the offensive glass. Littlepage Buggs doing it. One of the leaders inside for Baylor, up by 8.
It's a quick turnaround, of course, for Baylor, less than 48 hours from their win here at home against New Orleans the other night, 84-58. Again, these are the first two games of a homestand here to kick off December. Still Texas Southern, UNLV, and Utah Tech still coming up on the 4th, 8th, and 18th before they kick off Big 12 play against Brandon Schneider's Jayhawks up in Kansas on December 21st, their last game of the year.
Yeah, you mentioned UNLV. They've got a very good team this year, and they'll be here in the Foster Pavilion again for Baylor next Sunday at this same time, so that will be a good one to put on the calendar for Baylor women's basketball fans.
Louisiana Tech just 4 games left this calendar year. They're looking forward to a little bit of downtime. They did not schedule a Thanksgiving holiday tournament, nor are they going to schedule any other holiday tournaments this month. Really want to let these freshmen get acclimated to the college game and the college life before diving into Conference USA.
Now, when you have 7 freshmen on the roster, that's wise thinking. Now, there's one of those turnovers that has been the Achilles heel of this Louisiana Tech team so far this season. You average over 20 turnovers per game. That is a big problem. But with that many freshmen, that's something that's going to get corrected.
This was a 3-point ball game, but Baylor right now on a little 6-0 run. Walker in for closer inspection.
Well, nice soft touch by Jada Walker. Nobody does that jump stop and the quick release better than Jada Walker. Transfer from the University of Kentucky into this Baylor program last year. She was phenomenal in NCAA playoffs, leading Baylor to that Sweet 16 appearance.
A contested shot that won't go, and the rebound by Dariana Littlepage-Buggs. That's her 8th rebound already.
A good job by Jada Walker being patient, setting up the offense. Yaya Felder with a good finish. How about that for team basketball? Nice play between Jada Walker and Yaya Felder. Felder coming off an all-tournament appearance in the Bahamas last week for this Baylor team when they won 2 out of 3, beating Villanova and Southern Mississippi.
We saw Louisiana Tech go on an 8-0 run. That bucket from Felder, a 10-0 run now for Baylor. Smith looking for an answer, can't end the drought. Outlet pass to Felder. Yaya to the rack.
Oh, beautiful body control by Yaya Felder. What a great job of shielding that defense with the left side of her body. Take a look at Felder now off of this great pass by Jada Walker. Beautiful concentration. Good, tough, strong finish for Yaya Felder.
Yaya on a bit of a run. Can add to it here at the free throw line.
I mentioned she made that all-tournament team down in the Bahamas. There was a good reason for it. She only made 9 out of 13 three-point attempts. I'd say that's stroking it pretty good.
And a 3-point possession this trip down for Baylor.
Now Baylor on a run of their own right now, playing much, much better defense. Good team defense. Starting to hit their shots again.
Louisiana Tech 0 for their last 5 from the floor. A 3.5-minute scoring drought. Lee. And she thought she was fouled on the arm by Andrews.
Yeah, that was good defense by Andrews. Real good job of blocking out, hitting the defensive board. Baylor now their 3rd runner in a row, hitting the offensive mark consistently once again.
It's a 15-0 run for Baylor. Sarah Andrews not trying to force her name into the record books with another 3-pointer, settles for the mid-range 2.
Well, this is a good look at one of the strengths of the Baylor team. All 3 guards can hurt you in multiple ways. Sarah Andrews, known as a great 3-point shooter, pulling up there as the defense had to play off of her, knowing she was a threat from the 3-point range.
Already a much better start shooting for Baylor here in the second quarter than the first. They were 5 of 17 in the opening frame, already 8 of their first 11 from the floor here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, remember in the first quarter, Baylor only had 16 points. Here they've already got 19 in this second quarter.
So a quick timeout.
You know, this combination on the floor, Lincoln, for Baylor is pretty impressive. Instead of having, and I'm not saying they should make this change, but instead of a large 6'2" Bella Fauntleroy on the floor, they have 3 small guards that have led to this runaway from the Louisiana Tech defense.
Paris Bradley picks up her dribble, picked off by Walker. Off to the races.
Jada Walker playing a great defensive game, continuing to jump into that passing lane so effectively.
Walker looking for another theft. It winds up into the arms of Abraham. 3-on-2 numbers game for Baylor.
How about that kick out by Abraham? That was terrific movement of the ball.
Andrews has missed her last three. Little Paige Buggs gets another rebound, and she may already be in double digits in terms of window cleaning here.
I believe she is. That's her 10th rebound of the ball game. 5 points, 10 rebounds, looking for another double-double like she had Friday. She and Vonleh both had double-doubles for Baylor. Well, you can hear this crowd at Foster Pavilion oohing and ahhing every time Sarah Andrews shoots. They know she's shooting to become the all-time record holder in threes made at Baylor. Came close that time to tying it. Of course, we're talking about Odyssey Sims, and you know what's interesting about Odyssey Sims and Sarah Andrews? They're the two top three-point shooters in Baylor history. Both of them went to the same high school in Irving, Texas, MacArthur High.
Yeah, successful high school program that for years has wound up in Austin or San Antonio, wherever the state championships happen to be. 19-0 run over the past 4+ minutes for Baylor. Largest discrepancy we've seen between these two programs. Again, collegiate debut today for Aaron. She goes around to Abraham for the bucket.
Boy, what a nice job by Aaron. You can see why she was so ballyhooed coming out of Burney High School down there by San Antonio. They really expected her before the season started to be their starter in the post, and I can see why. She's been out with that injury, and it's good to see her back for the Lady Texters.
Again, still wearing that left knee brace, the knee injury, which kept her out for the first 6 games. They may still have a couple more debuts today. We will see. Walker lobbed down low. Little Paige Buggs cannot salvage it. It's over to Louisiana Tech.
I like the idea, though. Little Paige Buggs gave her a big target in there, just slid her foot over that line. Got a really good officiating crew working this game today. Nick Marshall made that call, but Gina Cross and Felicia Grint are both working this game along with Marshall. Gina Cross, big-time WNBA official.
Aaron looking for her first 3 of her young career. Rebounded by Little Paige Buggs, who again is just 3 points shy of a first-half double-double. They double down on Andrews. Who touched it last? It's going to stay here with Baylor.
A nice transition defense by Louisiana Tech that time. Got back quickly and cut Sarah Andrews off. The game's leading scorer, Nettie Vonleh, with 12. Little Paige Buggs, by far the leading rebounder, with 11.
We're approaching the final minute of the opening half. Andrews. Little Paige Buggs looking for points 8 and 9 of the opening half.
Well, nice pull up there by Little Paige Buggs. She's normally pretty accurate on that move.
Lee.
Well, I like the way Lee goes one-on-one into that paint area. Very confident for a freshman.
Everything but the basket. She's coming off a 17-point performance against Southeastern. And there it is, Sarah Andrews tied with Odyssey Sims. 258 career three-pointers at Baylor.
Congratulations to Sarah Andrews. She's made a bunch of key ones for Baylor in her career. Oh, nice move again inside. What a good quick look. Aaron, just 2 buckets in a row for the Lady Texters.
Shot clock off. Walker off her heels. Little Paige Buggs. Andrews looking for history of her own at the buzzer. Wouldn't that have been something? Well, it's Baylor closing. And Marshall with 6 points apiece. Marshall added 6 rebounds as well. Here is the aforementioned Marshall, able to draw attention and find her classmate, Isla Airy.
Well, obviously a breakdown in the Baylor defense inside there, watching the dribbler into the paint. Too much.
Airy from Australia, but played on a lot of travel teams from Australia. They would come play in Phoenix and Chicago. It was in Chicago where Scott Storr was able to spot her and quickly sign her to become a Lady Texter when she would come to the States.
Well, nice drive for Baylor, getting their first 2 points of the second half from Bella Fauntleroy.
Down low to Marshall, still has her dribble. It's stripped away by DLB.
What a difference a possession makes for Baylor defensively. That time there was no lapse. Great help coming over from Dariana Little Page Buggs defensively.
Dariana may have been popped on the nose there while fighting for that ball. Seems to be okay.
Well, let's see if Louisiana Tech stays man-to-man or goes back into that zone that they played so much the first half. Out of their zone.
Andrews foregoes the three. Walker back to Sarah. And to Vonleh all day long.
Nice assist by Sarah Andrews. She was one assist behind Jada Walker coming into this game for most assists on the team. 14th point for Vonleh.
And a giveaway by Louisiana Tech.
There again, those unforced turnovers that have been the real problem for Louisiana Tech this entire season. That's their 14th turnover of the game, had 12 at the half. Mentioned earlier, they average 23 turnovers per game. Baylor averages 15. Something else that's interesting between these two teams, Louisiana Tech averages taking 15 three-pointers per game to Baylor's 23. I think they're calling, what did they call there? Felicia Grenner called something on that far side. It had to be an offensive foul.
It was on Louisiana Tech. It'll stay here with Andrews and Baylor. Vonleh. And a reach in will go against Robin Lee.
Yeah, that's really a silly foul that far outside from the bucket. You're out there at 30 feet and no need to take that chance when you're fighting to cut this 23-point deficit.
The foul before that was on the freshman Erin. It's her third. She's the only one with any foul concerns for either team in this ball game, and not on the same page there. As Louisiana Tech trying to find points off the turnover, can't do it. Defense got back in time for Baylor. Andrews up ahead, Little Page Buggs with the reverse.
Well, Baylor very, very fortunate right there after that silly turnover, not even looking where they were passing the ball, but good job in transition, getting it back into the hands of Little Page Buggs.
A 6-0 run for Baylor here in the third quarter, looking to extend it. Andrews over the top to Vonleh.
How about that? Your big center beating everybody down the floor. Vonleh really starting to feel it here in her Baylor career. 7th game for her, coming off of that double-double, 20 points and 12 rebounds Friday.
16 points for Nettie Vonleh. Marshall battling with Fauntleroy, gets the reverse and one.
Yeah, that's not good defense by Bella Fauntleroy. She's great at drawing the charges, but got to cut that baseline off. How about the pass up the floor by Sarah Andrews? Another great assist for Baylor here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of two consecutive trips down the floor where Sarah Andrews had a great assist.
Jada Walker, who came into the game with one more assist on the season than Sarah Andrews, has had 6 assists today. Andrews now has 3.
Fauntleroy looking for the trifecta.
There you go. She had plenty of time to balance up. Perfect spacing for Baylor, attacking the zone defense quickly before Louisiana Tech can get out.
Walker with the one-handed steal. Looking for Little Page Buggs, broken up, but Andrews is there. Wide open. Could not knock it down. Andrews 2 of 7 from beyond the arc today.
Well, Sarah has not had a great percentage year so far from the three-point line, only hitting 30% coming into today's game, but she was wide open. When she gets her rhythm down, she's as good a three-point shooter as there is in the Big 12.
Morris out on Andrews. Pass broken up, still 18 to shoot for Baylor.
Well, nice hustle there by Taylor Revell for Louisiana Tech jumping into that passing lane, one pass away.
And a foul on the floor.
Now that shows the prowess of Sarah Andrews' three-point ability. She gets it on that wing. They come out to her super tight, and she just drives with a quick bounce and draws another foul.
And she has 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. One of several Baylor Bears with a balanced effort today. Walker down low to Vonleh. 14-footer won't go. Marshall with the rebound.
A nice ball movement by Baylor. Had an easy shot.
4 Baylor Bears got back in transition. It's Fauntleroy with the rejection.
Now Baylor getting better and better in their transition defense.
And Vonleh had a ton of space down low, but they'll say Marshall commits the foul a moment ago.
Watch this. Baylor getting back quickly. Bella Fauntleroy leading the way. She has the most blocked shots of any Baylor player coming into today's game. She had 14 to 10 for Kyla Abraham.
Down to Vonleh.
Great pass by Jada Walker, her 7th assist. Vonleh got the reward. Jada Walker did the hard part with that great entry pass.
On the opposite end.
Oh, how about that left hand? Great job by Lee. These freshmen are impressing me. They're making some tough finishes against this Baylor defense.
Robin Lee is averaging 13 points a ball game this year. She's got 6 so far against Baylor.
Lee's got the hair to match the jersey here this afternoon.
School pride.
Yes, sir.
And Fauntleroy called for the offensive foul, working through Robin Lee.
Yeah, good call. This officiating crew continue to do a nice job. Gina Cross, Felicia Grenner, and Nick Marshall. You can see right there, Bella Fauntleroy running the defender right into the screen of Sarah Andrews.
Bella's the only Bear with multiple personal fouls so far in this ball game and just picked up her 3rd.
Well, you got to be smarter than that. It was a nice job leaning into Bella Fauntleroy, but got to keep those hands up straight.
In Gianna Morris, the sophomore, about a 78% free throw shooter coming into today, coming off a 12-point outing against Southeastern in Louisiana.
Averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds on the season. So these youngsters from Louisiana Tech, freshman, sophomore, bright future.
Another missed free throw, and I believe the fans will be entitled to some cupcakes.
Yeah, I don't know where the cupcake cutouts are today, but over on the side, they were on the end Friday. Here you go.
Gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
You have to settle for more pumpkin pie for now.
Yeah, Chip and Joanna Gaines Magnolia, they offer those cupcakes on 2 consecutive missed free tosses.
Walker finds Fauntleroy in the corner. She hits another.
A beautiful job of setting up for that shot by Bella Fauntleroy. Another assist by Jada Walker.
And somehow powering that one up and through, Paris Bradley, the freshman. She'll have a chance for a 3-point play to match the 3-pointer from Bella Fauntleroy as we go to break.
Well, take a look at this pass you're going to see from Jada Walker. Looks over the defense, nobody in the left corner, gets it to Fauntleroy. Nice job for Baylor.
Shake up the holidays with an exciting new Toyota. Take an all-wheel drive Camry to go ice skating. Visit Grandma in a Highlander.
Grandma!
You got it. Or bring home a tree in a Tacoma.
Are we in a snow globe?
During Toyotathon, qualified lessees can lease a new 2024 Tacoma SR5 for $239 a month for 39 months. Offer ends January 6th.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Justin Willman. Sorry. As a magician, it's my job to make you believe that what you're seeing is real. Hey, do you want to see something cool? Sure.
What the?
How'd you do that? That's amazing. Or is it just an illusion? Only one way to find out. Try it for yourself.
Brown splashes home the jumper.
I'm gonna be late.
Sorry.
Hey, Dad.
You almost missed the start of the game.
Tradition. It's what we share.
I'll never get used to this.
Well, a fan who knows a little something about both of these programs, Sandra Hogue began the Louisiana Tech women's basketball program 51 seasons back in 1974, led them to 6 straight Final Fours, a couple of national championships. After a brief retirement where she was moonlighting at Deer Park High School here in Texas, took over Baylor for that stretch from 94 to 2000.
Boy, and Sandra Hogue, what a legend she is in the game, highly respected. Did a great job at Baylor. I'll never forget back in 1998, they played Penn State here in the finals of the WNIT, and they had 10,000 people in the old Farrell Center. So I give Sandra Hogue a lot of credit for the great emergence of women's basketball at Baylor University, and she's been a great ambassador for Baylor, been part of the development office, and raised lots of money for the school.
We saw during warm-ups Nikki Collins seated with Coach Hogue and just continuing to get some nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah. Kyla Abraham in the game now for Baylor on the block, taking Eddie Vonleh's place.
And Walker fouled.
Well, what a terrific all-around game Jada Walker's having here this afternoon. She's got 8 points and 9 assists. She can get a double-double. One more assist and 2 points. Get it right here. Of course, rules of the game's changed about 7 years ago, when now after the 5th foul, 2 free throws are automatic.
Taylor Rietveld comes on for Avery Aaron. And Walker, you noted, now 1 point and 1 assist away from a double-double.
Yep, got her a double-9 going at this point. Yes.
If she wants to find 6 more rebounds in this game, might be talking triple-double.
Now, there's no doubt in my mind she's going to get another assist the way she's feeding the ball into the block for Baylor Biggs.
Yeah, and just check back in the ballgame. Rietveld, flat-footed rejection by Fauntleroy.
Yeah, Fauntleroy now with 2 blocks in today's game, came into the contest with 14 blocks on the year, leading Baylor in that category.
Paging Ryan McGuire, that looked like a move of a middle blocker.
Louisiana Tech back in that 2-3 zone again.
Felder splits defenders, but Airy, the standout freshman, is there.
Yeah, good idea, just didn't get the good finish. Cracked that zone defense, but didn't get the shot down. Nice penetration.
Well measured by Gianna Morris.
Yeah.
Fauntleroy, after a slow start in the first half when she was 0 for 4, 3 for 3 in the second half. Bella Little mid-range baseline, no. And Baylor will touch it last on the way out.
Yeah, Fauntleroy pulled up nicely on that shot attempt. Looks kind of different to see her out here today without the sleeves she normally wears on her arms, and not having it today. Our crack statistician Daniel thought that maybe this was trying to help her get out of a slump.
Yeah, our fashion consultant. Little Paige Bugs.
Daniel's good at a lot of things. Oh, good shot right there by Little Paige Bugs.
Fires one up in front of the Baylor bench, a tad strong from Lee. And now a scrum on the floor. Possession arrow favors keeping the ball on this end.
The freshman Nelms coming in now for Baylor.
Yeah, Kayla Nelms, the Miami product.
Yeah, she was very highly recruited, four-star recruit out of Miami Country Day School.
Makes her 6th appearance of the year.
Yeah, coaches think she has a really bright future. She's got good size and a very nice soft shot. How about that? Kyla Abraham with the good block. She's second on the team in blocks. Good reactions.
Wanza able to go down and get the ball, and before she's tied up, her head coach, Brooke Storr, calls a timeout. We will take it as well. Baylor outscoring Louisiana Tech here in the third quarter, 20-12, extending their lead 62-33 here in Waco. Baylor looking for another victory here on their home court in this young 2024-2025 campaign as the pride of OKC. Dariana Little Paige Bugs already a double-double in points and rebounds.
Yeah, second straight game for Dariana Little Paige Bugs getting the double-double reward.
She's got a couple of teammates who are getting close to joining her as well with double-doubles. Jada Walker and Bella Fauntleroy.
Yeah, Baylor with 3 double-figure scorers right now.
And an offensive foul.
Yeah, they got the push off on that. Yeah, Morris got the push off. Good call by official Gina Cross that time, right on top of the play. Baylor has 3 players in double figure scoring at this time. Got Little Paige Buggs with 11, Walker with 10, Vonleh with 18, Fauntleroy 8, Andrews 8. Louisiana Tech pretty much staying in that zone the whole time now. Started the game out going zone after they scored.
Kick out, Little Paige Buggs looking for the triple, no. Felder with the offensive board. Walker with 2 more. She's got 12 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, and oh, by the way, 5 steals.
Oh, a great drive to the basket there. Just had that release time perfectly as the red shirts came on defense. Oh, how about that nice move inside? Good spin back away from the defense. Melissa Wanda for the Lady Texters.
Yeah, the sophomore Wanda in her first year, former Richmond Spider. She's from Zimbabwe.
A good assist to Felder that time. Nice break to the bucket by Buggs.
Minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Lee looking for help. Smith is there. Pass Felder. And Smith perhaps rushed that a bit.
Nice block out by Nelms there, getting the board. This the lone Baylor freshman on the floor. Jada Walker doing it once again. 2 straight layups with that quick left-hand release.
Smith for 3, short.
Nice pressure by Baylor perimeter defenders that time. Boy, Jada Walker having a great game for Baylor. Here's that first of 2 straight drives to the bucket on the left baseline. Take a look right here, going quicker, tougher, right in between 2 red-shirted Lady Texter defenders. Well, Jada Walker, previous star at the University of Kentucky, mentioned last year she was Baylor's star in leading the team to the Sweet 16 in the NCAA playoffs.
Yeah, she had 1 career double-double at Kentucky. Has a chance to find her first with Baylor. There's Yaya Felder with the bank off the glass.
Felder heads-up play, saw the defense coming to her tightly.
And the opposite end, confident take, will not go for Lee. And no second chance opportunity for Aerie. Felder, 3-on-2 break for Baylor. Felder's going to pull it out. Shot clock is off. Green and gold can hold for the final look if they choose here in the third quarter. Felder to Abraham.
Oh, Jada Walker robbed of her double-double right there. Our career here.
The 5th-year Baylor Bear. Didn't see a lot of time in that third quarter. Andrews heaves one up. As again, 2 for 8 today from beyond the arc. Andrews with a second chance opportunity perhaps. Abraham out to Andrews. And Sarah will slow it down. Fauntleroy, not shy today, has a couple of 3-pointers, but not one there. And the dish down to Kayla Nelms.
Nice job by Nelms, ready for that hard pass down the paint. Good finish for the freshman.
Andrews, Felder, 2v2. Bank off the glass. Fauntleroy got the rebound. Did she go over the back?
Yeah, I think. Take a look at this nice dish off by Felder into Nelms. Nice step to the bucket. Good hands, good concentration for the freshman.
We'll have a timeout here with still a little over 9 minutes to go in regulation. We will step aside. It's Baylor currently up 37 against Louisiana Tech, their first meeting since 2009. Nikki Collins, Baylor Bears looking to coast these final 9 minutes into their next home game. Again, all this part of a 5-game homestand. The Texas Southern Tigers will come to town out of the SWAC, then the test against UNLV and Utah Tech, which I imagine fans are a little less familiar with. That used to be Dixie State when they transitioned from Division II to Division I, rebranded, and then I think the fans are well aware of those last two teams when Big 12 play gets started.
And of course at Kansas, that's Brandon Snyder, the very successful past coach at Stephen F. Austin and Nacogdoches, and then New Year's Day, Oklahoma State coming in here. That'll be a big one. UNLV will be at this same time next Sunday right here in Foster Pavilion, 2 o'clock. Go to church, get a quick bite to eat, and come to the arena. That'll be a good game. UNLV is a very nice team.
So it's going to be Baylor with an inbounds here. Everything appears sorted.
Good look at Gina Cross, one of the highly respected officials in the U.S. Mentioned earlier, she was very, very highly used and worked official in the WNBA the past couple of years, worked in the championships.
Andrews from the corner. Louisiana Tech has brought in Sydney Thomas, the grad student, transfer from Kentucky State. She's from Kennesaw, Georgia, which is these days a city in Conference USA. Kennesaw State, the Owls, joining the league recently. Andrews will dump it down to Vonleh, and well, it's shades of the first quarter all over again.
Yeah, Vonleh now with back-to-back 20-point ball games for Baylor. That's too easy. Cannot let an opponent drive straight to the basket like that. Somebody's got to come help, or you've got to flatten them out defensively. Yaya Felder did not do that time. Southpaw at the line for Louisiana Tech. Paris Bradley, another one of those Texans on this team. She's a freshman from Hebron High School outside of north of Dallas.
And now 11 of 17 on the year from the free throw line. And former Hebron Hawk. They double up on Andrews. That leaves some teammates open.
Baylor patiently attacking the 2-3 zone of Louisiana Tech.
Andrews lets it fly. Bow down to the new queen.
That's
Sarah Andrews, the most prolific three-point scorer in Baylor history.
A great job by Sarah, just drilling that one, balanced up on that right wing. Teammates doing a terrific job of getting the ball in her hands for the record breaker.
259 threes for the career Bear in her 5th year.
A nice shot by Bradley. Turnabout's fair play. Get me the ball on the wing. Let me show you what I can do. That freshman from outside of Dallas drilling it for the Lady Texters.
Bradley has about 250 fewer threes in her career so far. Vonleh.
A nice entry pass from Bella Fauntleroy that time. Good shape up by Vonleh. Nelms and Vonleh both in the game at the same time for Baylor.
Marshall trying to bully her way baseline. Does get the contact, the foul on Nelms.
Yeah, not good defense. Nelms got to cut that baseline off where help can come. Here you're looking at it, folks. The all-time record holder now for Baylor three-point shooting, Sarah Andrews. I think it's interesting, I said this earlier, that she broke the record of a young lady, Odyssey Sims, who's been a many-time All-Star in the WNBA, was part of the national championship team here at Baylor in 2012 and up in Denver, Colorado. But they both went to the same high school. A lot to be proud of there, MacArthur High School in Irving, Texas, right outside of Dallas.
Jordan Marshall with one more free throw, able to make them both.
Talking about Odyssey Sims, whose record was just broken. She and Brittany Griner were teammates here at Baylor and both still starring in the WNBA.
Down low.
Oh, nice pass. Is that Bella Fauntleroy again on that feed? Nice job by Bartley shaping up.
Here comes Bella. This time takes it herself. And a foul on Nelms against Bradley.
Yeah, not good transition defense by Baylor. Of course, when you're up by 41 points, that's not a sticking point, but it's something Baylor will have to concentrate on and get consistently better as Big 12 conference play approaches, and there's so many fast-paced teams in that league.
Bradley made both her free throws a moment ago. Now she's teasing the fans who are focused on cupcakes.
Yeah, you see the cupcakes rising up over there. Good job by our Camber crew.
4 for 5 from the line.
Baylor now with 5 in double figures, led by Von Lay's 22.
Felder splits the defense.
Boy, Felder and Walker both have got some nice kisses off the glass on hard drives to the bucket this afternoon.
Marshall drew the double team, thought she would find an open teammate. Instead, it's a turnover. Nelms.
Well, she's got the green light on that. She's a good outside shooter. I've seen them practice, and she shapes up. She's a very, very good shooter.
Still looking for the first 3 ball to fall. Has not taken a lot of those in limited opportunities. Again, just her 6th game. Average is about 7 minutes per ball game as she'll come off.
Well, Baylor does a nice job on out-of-bounds plays under their own bucket. Sarah Andrews on the throw-in this time. Can look for Bartley and Abraham to set some picks.
Into Felder. Andrews 3 for 10 today from beyond the arc. That's right in line with her teammates. Baylor shooting about 30% from beyond the arc today. Andrews looking for number 260. Offensive putback for Abraham.
Boy, nice job by Abraham. That was good hands. That was a hard bounce to handle. She put it right back in very calmly. Baylor does not depend on Abraham for a lot of scoring when she's on the floor, more of a defensive player.
She became the 10th different Bear to score today. Marshall with the answer.
10 Baylor players have played, 10 have scored. Got to like that balance. Nothing better for team morale than everybody getting in the game and everybody getting a chance to get their name in the scorebook.
And just off the hand of Madison Bartley.
Yeah, Madison Bartley wasn't shaped up and ready to move for that. And young lady's had so many back problems, you never know if. Watch Abraham here on this long shot by Sarah Andrews. Grabs it and calmly puts it right back up for her first 2 of the day.
We'll give Sophia Young-Malcolm an assist on that one.
I like that thought, partner. Sophia needs a lot of credit. She's doing a great job on the staff at Baylor, as the whole staff is doing.
So again, 5 Baylor Bears in double-digit scoring. Fauntleroy is 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. Walker is still an assist shy of a double-double. Ariana Littlepage-Buggs has had a double-double for a while. Walker on for Andrews. Able to bank it in. It counts the same for Paris Bradley.
Well, it's the end result that counts, and Bradley gets her 12th point of the ball game. Second Lady Texter in double-figure scoring.
All of a sudden, it's a shooting clinic. A rare miss there. Abraham with the rebound. Baylor's made 7 of their last 10. Louisiana Tech has made their last 3 shots.
Nice job by Kyla Abraham, positioning herself on that offside to get that offensive rebound. That's just the 3rd team foul on Louisiana Tech in this quarter, so Baylor not able to go to the free throw line.
Walker. See if she gets her 10th assist. It's going to have to wait.
Well, nice job finding Bartley open, moving across the paint. We'll see if Bartley can continue Baylor's good day at the free throw line. Baylor team has made 11 out of 14, much better today. This Baylor team has only hit 65% of their free throws coming into today's game, but much, much better here this afternoon. When I say that, Baylor's made 65%. Normally you want to hit at least 70%. Baylor's opponents had made 75% coming in to today's game. Nice job by Bartley stepping up there and swishing both of them.
4 points for Bartley. That was the 4th foul on Wanza. We've seen her teammate Avery Aaron already foul out in this ball game, finishing her collegiate debut with 6 points today here in Waco, along with a couple of rebounds.
Now this Baylor team came into the contest today averaging 82 points per game. Louisiana Tech is only averaging 62 per game. So Baylor's high-scoring offense continues here this afternoon with 89 with 4 minutes left in the contest.
One more to go. We talked about all those 1,000-point scores for Baylor. This is such a young Louisiana Tech team. They combined have 1,776 points. Looking to make it 1,777 right there.
Yeah. 6 freshmen have played here for Louisiana Tech today.
And they're hopeful to get their Ukrainian involved sooner than later. And Elena Sinyakova, who is late to arrive on campus, so have to sort out academics first and then be ready to go. They thought she might have a chance to squeeze into this one as another European teammate freshman, and Halabasic, who also is still waiting to make her collegiate debut.
Jada Walker on the throw in for Baylor. Let's see if she can get that 10th assist here on this possession.
Felder from Abraham. Offensive rebound and put back from Bartley.
Nice job by Madison Bartley using her strength right there. Good positioning, staying strong. Transfer from Belmont into the Baylor program last year.
Louisiana Tech's made their last 3 shots, and they'll go to the line. And as Bartley called for the foul.
And Melissa Wanza going back to the stripe for Louisiana Tech. She only has 2 points on the afternoon.
She's the 4th Louisiana Tech player to attempt free throws today. This one her first.
Nice release on that shot. Got that heavy knee brace on her right knee.
And 1 for 2, the rebound by Abraham. Felder. Back into Abraham, and all of a sudden has the scoring touch.
Oh, a nice move. Of course, Abraham at 6'4", able to shoot over the shorter defense of Louisiana Tech, but nice quick move.
Whipped out to the corner to Autumn Smith. Marshall staying with it.
A nice pass, getting it over the outstretched arms of Abraham. Floating to the basket very nicely for Louisiana Tech.
She's got 14 points to go with her 7 rebounds today. Close to her averages for Jordan Marshall.
Still waiting for Jada Walker's had those 9 assists now for about 10 minutes. Good hands again for Kyla Abraham. Good pass, good put in.
She's made her last 3. She's got 6 points all of a sudden.
Baylor's, they've been the entire game staying half court man-to-man.
No, ma'am.
4th block of the game for Baylor, 2 for Bella Fauntleroy, 2 for Abraham.
Abraham rejects Marshall. Bartley for the 3, no.
Thought Walker was going to get her assist right there. Still wanting her to get that double-double. points and assists.
We'll keep it here. Both teams will dip back into their bench, and we are going to see the collegiate debut of another freshman for Louisiana Tech, as you see Kayla Nelms, the freshman for Baylor, come back on. Again, Alina Sinyakova, the freshman from Ukraine.
Yeah, very impressive. That's the 7th freshman that Louisiana Tech has put on the floor today.
My understanding is her family lives in France now, but you can imagine just how your attention can be torn. It's hard to be a typical college student when so much is going on back in your home country.
Well, nice move by Paris Bradley. Left-hander went all the way, easy for the bucket.
Yeah, Autumn Smith got that steal, could not convert afterwards. Back over to Baylor with no harm done. Felder drops it down to Bartley, and she'll be fouled, and that's the first official entry for the freshman Sinyakova.
Now Bartley padding her stats with that easy miss, getting another rebound and going back to the free throw line where she's 2 of 2 on the day.
So we saw the collegiate debut today of her teammate Avery Aaron, who has since found out. Sinyakova makes her debut. Still waiting to give that opportunity to her German teammate, Alabasic.
Well, Baylor now 14 out of 17 on the day for free throws. Probably their highest percentage outing of the year. Did not look back. Oh, good offensive rebound by Nelms that time.
Final minute between Baylor and Louisiana Tech, their first meeting since 2000. Nelms. And additional points this trip down, courtesy of Kayla Nelms.
Now does Walker get the assist there? There was a bounce on that play. I think she does. That would give her the double-double.
That is her first career double-double in a Baylor uniform, the second double-double overall of her career, the other one coming at Kentucky. Well, it's the Baylor band, all of a sudden, instruments in hands being idle. They're serenading the Bears here to the finish line. Bartley from Walker. And this will stay with Nelms and Baylor. 10.9 to go. Baylor can dribble this one out, presumably, as Baylor looks to improve to 7-2. It'll be just the 3rd loss of the year for Louisiana Tech in non-conference.
Oh, except for about a 4-minute stretch in this early second period. Baylor's played very consistently here this afternoon. Nice offense continuing for Baylor. 2 straight games where they have shot the ball very, very well from the floor.
To the top 15 all-time winningest programs in Division I collide. The double-double for Walker. That shows you how selfless Sarah